The simple truth of the matter is, though, that if you don't list fresh items on eBay, your sales will suffer. We're going to have an example of that today because so far I've only sold media items, and that causes a particular situation for me. And if you use curbside pickup from the USPS, it may cause the same problem for you. You do not qualify if you only have media to have them picked up here at the house. And of course, what I normally do is put packages down in the deck box, my regular carrier or a substitute. They pull in with the van, they grab the items, off they go, saves me a trip to town. Well, when you only have media, you can't get past the interlock on the website. If you can't put in at least one ground advantage or priority, it won't let you schedule a sole media pickup. And like I say, so far today, it's just going to be media to pack. So what do I do in those situations? Well, in the past, I've taken a look at the media items and I've evaluated which is the smallest or traveling the closest, and I've simply made it a ground advantage if I'm not headed to town. If I'm headed to town, then I can either slide the media into the outside mailbox that gets picked up just outside the post office, or I can drop it off at my franchise postal service place where they do UPS and FedEx. I can run it into the lobby, but then you've got to park and get out of the car and go through the line, however long that is. So my typical response is simply to upgrade one of them to ground advantage. But since the 12th of July, the changes the USPS has made makes that challenging as well. Why? In some places, to some zips, they've eliminated the 4 and 8 ounce tier. And if these are going to those destinations, out CONUS, rural zip codes, then I would have to uptick to 15.99 ounces. Basically pay for a pound of ground advantage. And for smaller books, that could be almost double what the media rate is. They've lowered media rates again. It was only like 1.8%, but still media is trending down. So if I can sell media and have it picked up here, there's very little extra cost, especially if I'm sourcing that media for free or cheaply at auctions. I'll show you some auction lots that we just picked up in Renton, and among those sprinkled in were things that could be media. There were some comics, not usually media. There were some books, some hardbacks, which will be automatic bundles. There were some DVD sets. So media is still something we handle, but it's done well, or at least cheaply, if you can get it cheap and have it picked up with the other packages so you're not spending your time or money driving to town. Yesterday, I ordered this quarter's eBay shipping supplies. Yeah, it's been a busy summer. It wasn't until I was editing a video in which I was discussing eBay shipping supplies and why we do the math, the accounting the way we do, and where we place the cost of the packing material, that I realized, hey, it's mid-July. I don't think I've ordered my supplies for this quarter yet. So I logged in and checked, and sure enough, the coupon discount codes were all unused. So I placed the orders to tick that one off the summer list. And that's often what keeps us distracted from listing. The summer chores, going on vacation, having people come in to visit, going out sourcing more. If you're doing more sourcing, you're probably doing less listing. Summer slowdowns happen. They just do. But I've got the books out. We're going to take a look at these two books, these first two, and we're going to discuss which one might solve my curbside pickup problem. I believe they're both up as media because I put most of my media up at media rate shipping. And then I decide to upgrade based on its destination and the difference between ground advantage and media. Occasionally I'll get a media item that is worth enough out of the gate that I will put it up, intending to send it ground advantage. But that's less common these days. Most media is simply not worth what it used to be. But they're good bread and butter items if you play within your own framework and you set up your policies and your procedures to still make a profit at the end of handling media. Anyway, I'm going to pull those books and we can take a look at the media sales today, or at least a couple, because I've got to find one to consider upgrading to ground advantage. Otherwise, I'd have to consider handing them to Rose and asking her to go to the airport via the postal box outside the post office to drop them into the box so they can go out tomorrow anyway. because today is Friday. And I certainly don't want to hold them too long until I get another sale for Monday morning. I'd actually like to move those books out Saturday morning. Get them on their way. Make happy buyers. Let's get on with packing those media items. Two candidates, The Dream and the Knaves. This one is an art book. Dust jacket's in rough shape, but here you can see it. It's got some good prints. It's got some art. It's got some color frames. It talks about the artists. So it's a good book. It's a long tail item. I've had it for a while. And the challenge with a book of this size, it's simply its weight. What it's going to cost once it's packed to go anywhere. And of course, you can see the poor condition of the dust jacket. Now, sometimes I will actually tape the edges of those dust jackets. Not that I think it improves the value. Some buyers probably wouldn't even like the fact that I do this. I don't want it to get any worse while it's in the copy paper boxes in storage. I don't want another book to catch it and rip it. Now here's the next one. This is a fair candidate to go Ground Advantage, but it's still a reasonable size book. We'll put it on the scale here, but this one's about watercolor sketching. It's a nice book. It's a much more modern book. I don't see a date on it. I may have it in the listing, but this book is a 2-pound pack easily. Could end up being bumped up to a 3-pound pack, and there that price inversion might actually knock the price to ship this down low enough to be the one I upgrade. The other alternative will simply be to hold them over once they're packed until something else sells, and maybe ask Rose to throw them into the post office box on her way through town. She'll be leaving around 5 tonight to go to the airport to SeaTac. Not a drive I envy her in traffic. There's a pair of faces I haven't seen in a while. They were regulars back when the storage unit shows were on TV everywhere. It looks like they've jumped into the eBay Live platform. Interesting shift in dynamics. So here's the shipping page for the Urban Watercolor book. At 2 pounds, 11 by 10 by 2, it packs out media at 513. Now let's bump that up to 2.1, 586. Now let's take a look at Ground Advantage, because we know Carlsbad, California, which is where this is headed, is a pretty good urban area. So even at 3 pounds of media, 586. Let's look at Ground Advantage, 597. Very interesting. Now we'll back it off to 2 pounds of Ground Advantage, 935. So it jumps up. If I were to pack it 3 pounds and make it heavy, it would pack out basically at the same as the media rate. But if I packed it at 2 pounds, yeah, that's like a $4 difference, almost doubling the cost. Let's see that one more time. At 2 pounds, 1 ounce, a 3-pound ticket, $5.97. A 2-pound ticket, $9.35. Incredible. All right, let's see what we can do to make this a 3-pound Ground Advantage pack. That will solve my curbside pickup problem. So I've effectively got to add about 9 ounces to this, which means a box. For somebody who's buying their boxes, you've just consumed a good part of that savings. For somebody driving the car to town to drop this off, you're just about consuming that savings. If you're driving to town, you might as well just send it media rate. The advantages to shifting to Ground Advantage, it moves faster to Carlsbad. And it's insured, even though at this price point, filing the insurance would hardly be worth the recovery. Let's just take a look at, if I grab a thin box or I cut down a box, if this could easily be upgraded to a 2.1 ounce rate to go at a 3-pound label cost. Okay, if I were to put that book in this box, you can see it's about 4 or 5 times larger than it would need to be, and void fill it, I would have my 3-pound pack. Let's see if it would be simpler, because of course this whole inversion has made this all squirrely. Let's check the weight on this book and look at what the ticket would be, even if I just put this inside a little corrugated, inside of a padded mailer or a poly mailer, and ship this the way I normally do media. It might actually need to flip my whole thought process on edge. It's already a bigger book. Will it slide easier into the ground advantage inversion category. Yeah, see, that's a 5-pound book. The question is, how high does the inversion category go? Because this would probably pack out just over 5 pounds. Is a 6-pound ticket still lower, or does a 6-pound ticket jump up considerably? See how confusing this whole situation has become? Let's check it out on the shipping page. Okay, here it is, The Dream and the Naifs. This is that big hardcover book from 1983. I've put in 6 pounds and a 13 by 11 by 2. This is about what it would be mocked up the traditional way. No box, just some rolled corrugated cardboard and something of a poly. Media 808. Click it over to Ground Advantage, hit return, 1043. Let's drop that down to 5 pounds. 5 pounds of Ground Advantage, still the same 1043. So it doesn't really matter. 3 pounds, drops. 4 pounds. It's like we're spinning the lottery. 4 pounds jumps to 981. Cut back over to media, 586. So media is the value here. It's just gotten to the point of ludicrous. And of course, it makes shipping a much slower event as you spin the wheel and shop for your label price. Let's go ahead and see if we can quickly make that little book weigh more. So this one, definitely going media. This one, I think we're going to put it in this box. First thing, bubble. Now we'll get a bunch of crumple paper. And luckily, this is a free box and free crumple paper. Otherwise, you would lose your savings in time and in the expense of the packing material. In my case, my secondary goal is qualify for curbside pickup. And this is why many resellers these days are simply ignoring all of this. Unless the item comes up just about at the threshold, they're not bothering to do this type of work just to get that savings for the inversion. It's too dependent on other things. But we're going to do it this time. Let's check that weight. 2 pounds, 4 ounces. Solidly into the 3-pound inversion. And here it is for the small book, 11 cents difference because I got it into the 3-pound inversion range. My cost, $5.97. So, a tale of 2 packages, both media. Well, they should have been. This one, of course, is going out at 3 pounds to take advantage of the inversion rates. The cost difference, 11 cents. It'll also qualify me for curbside pickup in the morning since I'm only packing media today. This one, packed in the traditional manner. Plastic bag, corrugated cardboard, and a poly mailer. Waterproof, should hold up. It's a nice book. Came in at like 6 pounds, so it's above the inversion rate threshold. It's going out in the traditional manner. Media. So this one is the story. Confusing, difficult, time-consuming. Some days after my post carrier has picked up packages. Even though this says return it to your manager, your supervisor, don't leave it with the customer, I especially get these when the substitute is there. But you'll remember that I actually had 2 pieces of media. I upgraded the smaller book to Ground Advantage, took advantage of the inversion. But here, even though there are categories for Ground Advantage and media falls into other, you'll notice that during the scan, somehow, even though I bought a Ground Advantage label, the Ground Advantage count is 0, other is 2. They did pick up 2 packages. This is also where they give you a complaint. Often substitutes will tag me and say the count was wrong. This is where it repeats what you put in your input. Pick them up at the gray deck box, the weight, and the number of packages. The scan sheet. And now, of course, it says, please scan all prepaid labels. It used to be the rules said they only had to scan some of them. And down here, rules for the carriers in rural and city areas. So even here, it's different for rural and urban. Scan all available mail, but should report the location. And here it says must scan each piece. A couple years back, that wasn't the case. If you had like 6 or more packages, they just had to scan like 1 to prove they did the pickup. But scans are probably the most important thing the carrier does for you. It's the same with the counter staff for that matter. It's the scan that starts the clock for delivery. Just like my plumbing for the sink I'm about to go do, there are different ways to go about achieving the same goal. You've just got to balance what's important to you and pay attention to what the post office is up to, because no one really knows, or at least has expressed to me, how long this inversion situation is going to stay. And, of course, the confusion. It's all dependent on the zip code these days. It's just become complicated. And as I've said several times, I think the post office will back away from it, the rural-urban thing. So the viewer who sent the comment about being done with eBay, yeah, I've had many instances where I felt the same way and have in fact stopped selling from time to time. And I went back though, because sometimes a viewer simply wants to use the platform to vent. Sometimes they're looking for a suggestion. Sometimes they want to be reassured that things will get better. Well, with eBay, you can never really know whether things will get better or whether they'll take another step backward. So in the response to this particular viewer, I asked him a question. Are you done with reselling, or will you shift platforms? Because there's a big difference between deciding to try something else and giving up altogether. I also went on to tell him that I've had times when I simply left eBay for a while, stopped using it, and then cooled down and came back eventually. Because, as I told him in this comment response, that eBay is flawed. I don't think anybody who's used it for very long will tell you it's not. But it is still about the best platform out there to achieve what I want to achieve. Do I care for the way it's going, where the front page is full of all these eBay lives, right? Do I like seeing messages pop up in the hub? I had one today as an example. It came up and said, eBay has changed the rules and wants to make buyers pay. So I clicked into it, because this has been an ongoing discussion for many, many years about, especially for auctions, they will bid, they will win, and then they would flake and not pay. And I predicted that eBay would have to change their policies as they began to roll out eBay Live, and they did. So even in this message, eBay Live is mentioned, because they will not be able to hold the volume of sellers they currently have if the sellers aren't getting paid. That's human nature. I read through this message, and for the life of me, I could not really see a change. The message basically went on to say, if you buy something on eBay, you have to pay. Or the seller can cancel the order and not ship it out. It's like, duh. This concept has been around forever. But they're putting this in the seller hubs, I guess, to convince sellers eBay is paying more attention to the whole concept. So my response back to eBay when the survey popped up and asked me how selling had been going was to ask whether they've been putting these same messages out to the buyers' pages, so the buyers are informed when they log in and they go to bid on eBay Live that they're actually expected to pay. Go figure. You buy something, people want to be paid. I don't know. eBay spends an awful lot of time bombarding people with advertisements, sellers and buyers. I had another one of those today. It sends me a whole page of things it's trying to convince me to buy. I didn't see anything there that actually suited me. It's like getting the fashion pages, where they send you a note saying, we can fix your wardrobe. It's like, A, I don't know that my wardrobe needs to be fixed, and B, I'm not sure I'd leave it up to eBay to make the recommendations for what I want. At my age in life, I can pretty much figure out what is of value to me and what I like. I'm not sure I need eBay bombarding me with offers to sell so much. This is Brian. You enjoy your day if you're packing, if you're selling, if you've got guests coming in for the summer. Whatever you're up to. I know we intend to enjoy those guests. It will extend the summer slowdown on eBay.